Sorry. So I read this like really funny post that made me laugh. I read you part of it just now, but the whole thing.
Welcome to 156 episode. Mindless Prattle. Ripley Jordan, go ahead.
Jordan Ripley. Sorry, I got excited. So
Yes, you did.
the post, it looks like it was originally a Tumblr post that somebody screenshotted and put on Facebook.
These are important details to the words you are about to hear.
So it says, my biology professor has such a chaotic energy about him. Last week I went to his office hours and somehow we ended up on the topic of gay marriage. He said that when he lived in Texas, they changed the law to define marriage as between a man and a woman in a house of religious worship with the intention to have children. So he filed his taxes as single, and when they called him up to be like, you filed married last year, he responded, you changed the law. I was married by a judge in a courthouse, and I have no intention of having kids. And they told him, you know who that law was for. And I guess he hung up on them and did not, in fact, pay taxes that year as a married man. And someone else said, this is lawful good. He's following the law. This is like how Sweden stopped classifying homosexuality as an illness because people started a campaign of calling in gay to work. Malicious compliance is one of the best tools in the arsenal of civil rights activism. That is so funny.
Malicious compliance is great for the subreddit. Have you been on there?
I love that stuff.
It's so fun.
Like, I wish I had the balls to do half the stuff these people do.
Comply with rules? Ooh.
I mean, I guess I have done that at work in the past where I'm like, sorry, this is what they say I gotta do.
I suggest it all the time to you. Like when you used to work there, I would be like, do this, it's in policy. And you're like, no, I'd feel bad. And I'm like, I don't know what you want from me then.
I got better about it towards the end.
Duh. Everybody gets better at not caring towards the end of being at a place of work.
And now I'm just writing. I'm almost done with the edits. Like I said, I'm going to have them to you tomorrow. But I've added like 4 chapters.
Good. It was missing at least 4.
I might have to do another one, but we'll see. I'm working on it.
I don't know.
Well, I'm trying to build characters because you said you didn't care about them. So I'm like, how do I make people care about them?
Mm-mm.
Like, what makes you care about people when you're reading?
So she gave me the first copy of our first draft, I guess, of this new book is coming out, and I read it. And between chapters 1 and 2, like 1 was the introduction to characters, 2 was like, boom, we're going into action. It's like we skipped like the last half of Act 1 and all of Act 2. We just jumped right into like climax, and you're like, okay, this is
which is not
crazy.
True. Chapter 2 is introductions. But I still need to add more.
What does that mean?
I just like it's like chapter 1 was like landing, chapter 2 was introductions.
Oh, sorry, 2 to 3. My bad.
So it was still fast, but
I'm sorry that my criticism of your missing chapters was off by a number.
Your criticism was good, actually. Your feedback was helpful. I told Jordan it was actually more helpful than most of the people in my master's degree program.
Like I said, the problem I had with it is going from chapter 2 to 3. Was that there was like I got an intro to like who the people were, but I did not care about them at all. Like they had one conversation, one meal together, and then people started getting like hurt and injured, and there was stress, and I was like, well, fuck them. Why leave them? I don't care about them. Like what?
Yeah,
I don't.
Well, like what makes you care about characters? Like when you're reading, what makes you like, I care about this person?
You gotta get to know them. You gotta connect with them a little bit. You gotta know why they're there, what their purpose is. Maybe you gotta have one that's a little shady, so you care about him a little less, and then you find out, oh, he sacrificed himself because he's been here the whole time trying to make sure that you stay safe. I don't know, but you can't just be like, these are the people you work with. Care about them. I don't. It's not a thing. And especially when reading a book, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, whew, all right, I read your name once 3 pages ago. I don't care about this person.
That's true. Sorry, I'm still thinking. I'm like, there's things I need to add to. That's the worst part about writing is when I'm writing, sometimes my brain goes blank, right? But when I'm not writing, it's all I can think about. I'll be like, oh, I should do this, and I should talk about this, and I should
do you have
this.
a note-taking app? I think they have apps for that, right? For like notes and stuff you can write down just for ideas to like reference later.
Yeah, I use the Notes app a lot to put things in, but that's one reason I like Scrivener so much is because I can have all my notes and everything together. Because before I got it, I would just be on like Word, and I'd have 4 documents open, and one would be like a trash document of like stuff I wrote but I couldn't use, and then there'd be the main document, and they'd be like, oh, this is an idea that I can't use yet, but I want to have it in there eventually. Like, it was a lot. So having it all together in one is nice. I like having my research notes, which I didn't realize Jordan could see my trash and research notes. So there was one that was just like something about like this giant hole in the China Sea. I can't remember what it's called, but I guess I literally
the note. I think the note just said like "big hole China Sea?" ? And I'm like, what note is this? Why do we have this note? Like,
it says "dragon hole trench in China Sea?" ?
Yeah, like what?
Because in my story, the trench that they're going into is deeper than the Marianas Trench, and I was like looking up different trenches in the world and like how they work, because in this advanced
I completely lost the sense of depth, and I don't know if I conveyed that to you. The sense of depth throughout the book got shallower and shallower because they just continuously made more and more like trips there in blinks of an eye. Like didn't matter. They were like, now we got to go back up. All right, now we're back up. And you're like, okay, well, how long does it take? Because in that first or second or third or fourth or whatever chapter, because I don't remember the number, it said they're diving and it takes like over 10 minutes or something like that. But then later they're like, there's an emergency. All right, let's go back up. And then like 2 sentences later, they're back up. And you're like, oh, okay.
So for me, like
all right.
The sense of time isn't usually important for me in books because like it's usually implied that time is passing. But how do I express that to an audience? You know, like it's been several hours.
That's
or it's
like
been a
one
while.
sentence, man. That's like a as we climb back up, we could hear the blood dripping out of his fucking leg or whatever happened.
Yeah.
Like that's one sentence to address that you're still climbing, but it's like we got back to the mini sub. All right, we're back in this. I'm like, all right, well, we popped back over here. Yeah, we like, boop, we're back here now. Like, it's no time in between.
I just think it's crazy that your feedback is so much better than like people with master's degrees.
Why?
Because, like I said, I don't know if it's just that they didn't really care to read it because they were worried about their own projects. Because I gave like personalized feedback to everybody. But I felt like a lot of people would read my story and kind of try to give feedback based on what they would write, not based on what the story is. And I actually addressed that in my thesis project because we had to talk about like how we chose to implement feedback and why. And one of the things I said is I had to learn how to disregard feedback that was related to expectations the story's not meant to fulfill. Because especially in the sci-fi genre, there's a lot of like expectations of how like the story goes, and it's very masculine dominated and things like that. And the story I'm writing is a blend of genres. It's not like a strict sci-fi. I really enjoy genre blending. I think it's awesome. Like, I don't know why you have to be constrained by certain things. Like, obviously certain things, like if you're writing a romance, you need a happily ever after. But other than that, I just kind of like to play with the rules. And I felt like a lot of my classmates didn't understand what I was doing, but then they couldn't give me the feedback to express why they didn't understand or why they didn't like something. They just kind of be like, well, I would do this. And it was like, okay, well, that's not what the story's about, you know? So like my feedback for others was always based on like what they were writing and what their vision for a story is. And I would give feedback based on how to get them there. But a lot of people give feedback based on what they want. Like they're reviewing as readers, not as writers. And I need people to review as writers sometime.
I don't know. I was viewing it as like I don't know why I should care about how deep they're going if it doesn't seem to matter after the first chapter.
Yeah.
Like, man, now we're down here.
That's cool. The only reason I explained like the suits they have, because I was like, I really wanted it to be really deep, but I don't want people to be like, well, human beings can't survive that deep. Like, it's a sci-fi novel. Fuck off. Like, you know? No,
I don't mind that. Like, I wouldn't mind if they're like, oh, we have a sub that can get down there in a minute. Like, yeah. Okay, sure. But the fact that first establishing like timeline for that depth was like 10 minutes or whatever it was, and then after that, it felt like we just reverted to ignoring it entirely and just be like, we're back now. All right.
I really like your feedback though, because it gives me a sense of what I overlook, and I struggle with continuity. So those little comments you leave,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, I did say that.
Some of my favorite are when I read a sentence and then I'll keep reading and then the next page has the same sentence. I'm like, where did I read this before? And I have to scroll back through like 2 pages to be like, oh, there it is, and just highlight them both. I'm like, what are we doing here?
No, I appreciate that because honestly, it drives me crazy sometimes. I'll read self-published novels. Like there was one, and it was basic. It was mostly smut. You know, if that's what your book is, that's fine. But this author would not stop talking about how this girl was getting in the shower and thinking about this case because she was like a serial killer hunter or whatever. And it was just like every other page she was in the shower thinking about, oh my God, this killer. And I'm like, yes, I know, we get it. Like, are you going out there? Are you going to go catch him? Like, are you going to go do your job? Or are you just going to take a shower and think about how you need to do your job? You know, it was so repetitive. So I really like it when you keep an eye out for that too. Because
I was trying to
write
do
something else, lady.
I was trying to do better at giving feedback on this one than the first one because there were some things I missed in the first one. But then in this one, I was like, even reading some of the memos, I'm like, who's this memo to? And I would scroll back up, I'm like, this isn't the person's name, is it? I'd have to go back like 16 chapters to find where they introduced him by the last name, and I'm like, this is the wrong name.
That is something I'm fixing in these edits as well, like introducing characters earlier so that they're not just like, by the way, this is a ghost person that exists now.
Well, no, there was a memo that in one of like the later chapters that was addressed to a person who had passed away, right? But like that's who it was for. But the actual to line on the memo header, it was to one of the main characters who was alive. And I was like, that's not her name.
Oh.
So I wrote in there, I'm like, this is the wrong name.
And there's a few, like some of the
I was like,
notes are weird
nope.
because I had named the characters a few different things. Like there's a character named Leo. Originally, I had named him Aiden. And then I was like, man, that's too many A's in this story. I don't like it. So I changed his name. And then I'll go through the notes sometimes and it still says Aiden. And I'm like,
Yeah. Control F, man. That's what I did. I Control F and I was like, where is this name at? And I searched through the whole thing. I'm like, yeah, that's not the right name.
I am enjoying writing it though. Like, I feel like writing is like programming. When it's going wrong, you hate it and you're like, oh, this sucks. But then when you get something right and the phrase is just exactly so the way you want it.
Why can you not be like Stephen King and just put out like 30 a year? I don't understand.
Well, when he was putting out 30 a year, he was on cocaine. And now he isn't on cocaine and he still writes, but I think he publishes like one book every year or so. But Stephen King has a really good writing routine. That's where I struggle. Like building a writing routine is very important to be consistent.
That's why I told you to write out your week. I've given you so many of these tools that you're now telling me you should use, and then you just ignore me when I say it. I said, build out your day in a calendar. You did it, and then you stopped doing it. I said, write down like a little quest log so you can write out your quests. You did it, then you stopped doing it, now you're doing it again. You're the one that's inconsistent about it.
That's why today one of my goals is to, I want to design like a calendar / planner type of thing in Canva and then print it out. Because I like having a physical copy of like what I'm doing, but I think it would help for writing deadlines is really what I want it for. So I could be like, no, this week you have 5,000 words due. Like this week you have 5,000 words due.
You can't write that down in the daily quests.
I can. But yeah. So I'm enjoying that. Oh, my neck. So we've been playing a lot of VR, but like we've been playing that golf game. What'd you say?
What?
What'd you say?
I was asking if your back was all right.
Yeah, why?
I thought that was after neck. Just making sure.
Me singing that song at like 6 years old. That's one thing too. I'll think about, and I'm like, oh man, music, video games, movies I was allowed to watch when I was a kid. Oh my God. I would not let my kids do all this stuff. Like, woo. But it was good music. Speaking of trenches, have you ever heard of the Marianas Trench Scream?
Speaking of trenches, as if you're not the one who mentioned it 10 minutes ago. I haven't even said the word trench, but okay.
Okay, but so Have you heard of the Mariana Trenches scream?
No.
I saw this like a day or two ago and I was like, wow, that's so cool. I want to talk about it. It's scary, right? And then I looked it up for the podcast and it happened like in 2014. And then a year or two ago, they figured out what it was. So from like the deepest points of Mariana's Trench, they kept hearing these like really high pitched grumbling screaming sounds. And they were like, we don't know what it is, whatever. So finally, using AI technology to listen to over 200,000 hours of audio recordings, they found out the noise was being made by bride's whales, which live in the warm and tropical waters and are known to be on the go. And that the trench is just kind of like echoing their calls.
All right. I mean, I feel like most unexplained sounds will be whales in the ocean.
The sound in the ocean. What could it be?
Whales make such loud sounds, and sound travels through water so well that like I don't know why we're just like, oh, I wonder what else it could be.
I
There's
feel
not
like
a lot
we should
of
leave the
other
ocean
sounds.
alone, man.
Not a lot of those sounds. Why? It's our ocean.
It's
Kill it.
scarier than space. Listen, like if there's aliens, cool. I don't want to know if there's something deep down in the ocean, you know?
There is. There's lots of stuff. Colossal squids.
But like
You seen those?
an intelligent species, like with its own society or something, you know, like that idea squicks me out.
Same thing with colossal squids. They couldn't really prove its existence because of how low in the ocean it lived until a whale was seen. I think it washed up somewhere, and it had a colossal squid tentacle like wrapped around it, like it had gotten into a fight. So again, back to whales. I mean, just saying.
Whales are probably beating up everybody in the ocean.
Yeah, I saw a lot of things that were like, wow, the colossal squids. This accounts for all the kraken tales that we've learned, and you're like, yeah, except for the fact that colossal squids can't survive outside of like thousands of meters deep in the ocean.
Yeah.
So, no.
Unless
not
there
those.
used to be some sort of species of squid that would come up, but
No idea.
and that's
You
the thing, like that
see-
second ocean beneath the ocean. Have you seen that?
Yeah, because of the salt.
Yeah. What were you saying? Sorry.
Have you seen that mermaids are most likely beluga whales? Whales again, man.
They'll get you every time.
Yeah, should Google it. Like you could see through like the skin. So if it's above you and the light hits in it, it definitely looks like human bones inside a tail. You're like,
Well,
whoopah.
I
That's what I
lost
thought
the
you were gonna
sentence.
go with. Whoopah.
Every time I hear anything like that, I say that. Or if somebody breaks something, I'm like, "Oppa," and then nobody else does it. I'm like, okay.
When's the last time somebody broke something around you?
It's been a while.
Okay.
So I did something brave the other day. I was running errands and I got myself.
That was brave of you.
I got myself 7 Brew as a treat, right? But when I was at 7 Brew,
So brave.
I was like, okay, the crew looks like young, very friendly. Why are you laughing at me?
Because there's nothing in this story that would lead me to believe that a brave, heroic thing is about to happen. Like, unless you're about to tell me that the car in front of you caught on fire and you put it out with your coffee, I don't believe that there's any bravery occurring in this story. But continue. You had a young crew.
And so I was like, you know what? I've
teach
got
him
my
about
business
coffee.
card on me. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So I got one of our business cards out. I told them like, hey, if I'm an author, I write sci-fi and fantasy. I'm, still small, still starting out. But if you or any of your coworkers like to read, feel free to scan. Feel free to do whatever, And she's like, oh my God, yeah, I'll check it out. And I was like, okay. But I was like shaking. I was like,
So
and then
the bare minimum networking, that was the brave thing? Proud of you.
yes. I tried. I've been so scared to give them to people, but I keep taking them
Why?
places because I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll meet someone and have an opportunity.
I thought I had given out a lot, and then I recounted like how many I still have. I think I've only given out like 10.
It's about probably the amount I've given out to you.
Was it? But yeah, I've got a bunch.
Yeah, I got mine stacked up there. But I'm always taking them with me whenever I go do things. I've also been dog walking until Jordan.
Giving them to the dogs. Yeah.
It's
Bring this to
kind
your
of
owner.
fun. The dog I've been walking is a German Shepherd with way too much energy. My thighs have hurt a lot because he likes to run when I get him out of his kennel, and I just run with him because I would be upset if I was cooped up in a kennel all day too, you know? So I'm like, yeah, we'll run. But man, I am not a runner.
How brave of you.
Shut the fuck up.
I'll get you a medal.
The peace medal.
No. It's definitely a bravery one.
Well, whatever. I was proud of myself. Okay, I put myself out there.
That is something to be proud of. I don't know that I would classify it as brave, but it is something to be proud of.
Where's my treat? I've been a brave little girl.
Your voice was not deep enough. You gotta go lower.
I don't think I can go low.
What's the lowest you can do? Go ahead. You gotta say words. You can't just like groan. Well, that was weird. It was like you were trying to put off somebody. You were like if they came up and they're like, "What do you sound like? What?" And you're like, "Oh, this is me in bed." Like that's what you were trying to do just now. You're like, let me get this creep to go away. I'm still waiting. I'll fill the time.
I can't stop laughing. I can't.
All right, deep as you can go.
That's what she's. I have a boyfriend.
Dude,
You know, it's so funny.
you can't laugh afterward. No
That's
one
how
will
I
believe it.
discovered that I was not an alto in high school because I had to do
having
a
a
musical
boyfriend?
for theater. And I was like, oh, I can't go that high. And the choir teacher was like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're doing it right now. And I've always thought my voice was much lower than it sounds to other people. Like when I'm speaking to myself, it sounds low, but then I hear it on video and I'm like, oh my God, I have a high ass voice. Like,
Yeah.
you
That's
like my
why
voice
the
though,
cats
right?
are coming at you so much. They're like, I feel like you're keeping mice from me. You're hiding them in there, and we know it.
It's important to have a high toned voice.
It's important for
Child development.
You sure?
Yeah, that's why people do baby talk. Like, it's actually good for their brains. Like, a lot of people think you should just speak in words, and it's like when they get older, yeah. But like, baby talk is good for their brain development, and it shows that you care about them. Otherwise, you get blank face baby syndrome.
I'll just play on Mozart.
Like those people who put like headphones on their stomach. Like, I think the baby can just hear. Like, you don't need to do all that. Like,
No, it was an Incredibles reference right before she gets her mind erased in like the first one.
oh, I don't remember. It's been a while.
Yeah.
I should rewatch it. We don't have Disney Plus though.
Because this is what happens, right? Like they hire a babysitter for the kid, and then the kid has lots of
Yeah,
superpowers, right? And then she's explaining what's going on, right? The babysitter, and she's like, she's talking about it. She's like, but I put on Mozart because, as all leading parents say, Mozart makes babies smart. And then they erase her mind, and I was like, what the fuck?
That's funny. I liked Violet in that. The second one was pretty good too. I was surprised. The plot was a little easier to guess, but
the second one, oh yeah,
it's kind of forgettable too.
The plot of it?
Yeah. I'm like, now that I'm thinking, I can remember bits and flashes of the movie, but
I got a video the other day that popped up on my feed that was the lore of Gazer Beam from The Incredibles 1. He's the one that Mr. Incredible finds dead in the cave that had lasered the password into the wall.
oh, okay.
And that's how he found out, right? It's cool lore.
Yeah, I would have never thought about that, you know.
Yeah, so he was going through superheroes and killing them off one by one to make his robot better and better. Well, apparently Gazer Beam beat one, and then I forget what it was, right? But eventually found out the password to the computer and saw, all the people that have been killed, or all the superheroes that have been killed, and then escaped into the jungle. And then I think, I think at some point they said he like broke his leg or something, but he found him. He crawled into this cave, and before he died, he lasered the password into the wall.
Okay, that is cool.
Yeah.
I would like to start a VHS collection, I think. I think it'd be fun to have a VHS player and just watch stuff.
No.
Why?
Because they are super large and boxy, and I don't want that.
They weren't that boxy.
VHSs?
Yeah.
Their whole thing was they were shaped like a box.
Yeah, but the players aren't that bad.
I don't care about the players. I'm talking about when you get to number 100 of just boxes and boxes. It's like bookshelves all over again. Bookshelves full of movies. That's crazy.
Okay, well, I guess we could start watching more movies.
I don't know that has anything to do with the first thing.
I want more physical DVDs because I just hate that if you buy something on Amazon
You've said this so many times. I am aware of your position.
Not on the podcast.
Yes, on the podcast. Oh, yeah, here too. I'm aware of this position. You've done nothing about it in the 156 episodes that we've been going about it, right? Because it's a cool idea. It's not a high priority.
No.
So.
I can't wait till we have a permanent residence and can do cool things.
Like what, cocaine?
No, decorate and paint and
meth.
Have giant shelves. No. I'm not doing cocaine or meth ever.
Okay.
I feel like meth is one of those things that's not even once,
Yeah. That's why we go with fentanyl.
Only in the hospital. Have you seen those videos of people being told while they're coming down from surgery and they're still kind of high, that they've been given fentanyl? It's so funny. They're like, I'm not going to die.
I mean, it's scary, dude.
Yeah.
Have you seen videos
the smallest
of
amount.
Yeah, have you seen videos of police collapsing when they're searching through things?
No.
That's why they had to start
wearing gloves.
Well, they had to start encouraging more searches of anything to be wearing gloves. I saw a video of a cop literally. He's standing outside at evidence processing, and he's just taking things out of a backpack, and you don't see any powder, but it was apparently on something in the backpack. He took it out. He's pulling it out, and he just stops, and then he falls over. And people rush over, and they're like, what the fuck? And they're like, he was searching something, and now they're like, oh shit, and this is probably fentanyl, right? So they saved him. But
that's why they say
"Good
everybody
God."
should carry Narcan on them. Even
Yeah,
if
you can
you're
also-
not a drug user.
In most states, by the way, I don't know if you know this, most states have a program. If you go on that website, I don't know which one it is, but find your local state's website. You can go on and request Narcan, and they'll send it to you for free. You don't have to buy it. You just request it. I think Texas has one. I know a few other states have one. I don't know a lot of them, but I feel like most states should be offering it. If anything.
GoodRx has a whole page about the program and websites related to it.
Yeah.
Texas has the naloxone distribution interactive map, which is really cool. Yeah,
But
no, I think that's awesome.
If you don't have some, go on that website.
Yeah, I think programs like that are really important. So, are we done? Is that it?
This is the outro. Go for it.
Why don't you do the outro?
I pointed at you already. Look, do you see the finger?
Finger guns. All right. This has been another episode of Mindless Prattle. If you liked what you heard, you know where you can follow us and find us at Mindless Prattle on every website, or go to mindlessprattle.com. This is Ripley. That is Jordan. We've had a great time chatting with you today, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.